You're hungry now?
I'm not really. Are you? Okay, I'm live on Periscope, by the way.
Oh, I don't know.
I just went live.
Oh,
I
okay.
just started. Hi, Chauncey. I want to say thank you to all my trolls for teaching me how little of a fuck I actually give in life. I keep trying to fake it. The reason I can't hold it up about motivation or whatever is because I'm not fake. And I know that all these big houses and all, like 90% of it is just complete bullshit and a lie and a joke. And our country is in such a deficit that it doesn't even belong to us anymore. And I'm just like sitting here thinking, I mean, I see everybody just wants to uphold their lifestyle and nobody knows what the fuck is coming. And I'm just sitting here like, why do anything? Because no matter where I go in this country, in a couple of years, we're completely fucked. And so the only thing I'm thinking to myself is, how do I just make enough money to leave, to renounce my citizenship and leave? That's the only real thing on my mind. Because how the fuck do I run? I want to go to an island and start a farm. The rest of this is such bullshit. And people are killing each other and losing their shit. And I have no idea they're being completely used at all. And you can't tell them. They actually think they know better. And they're like these little pawns. And they're just being tossed about, throwing themselves off of cliffs. I can't do anything about it. Nobody wants to fucking listen to me. I look at the people who are famous and I realize 99% of them are full of shit and they're willing to lie through their teeth to make their money. And you can tell that they're full of shit too. And I don't want to be around that. I used to want to be famous. I used to want all that. And I don't want it anymore. Not near as bad as I thought I did. I mean, I do, but if I would be surrounded by legitimate people. But it's like anywhere I go in this country, I'm surrounded by bullshitters and liars and thieves. And is it such a surprise when our country was started by bullshitters, liars, and thieves? And it makes you wonder, how much longer are we going to be able to keep up the charade? Our country is very young, but on my personal opinion, it was super naive for those who started our country to ever think that it was going to last too long, considering we come from a country that has been, pillaging and destroying and stealing and taking over for thousands of years. They know what they're doing. The people that are, running society, they know what they're doing. And it's rinse and repeat. And there are so many people that really do think they know better. And I mean, we're using, like, you have to think, like, a lot of the people that run society, they're not like you and me, okay? They have access to information and knowledge and history that we don't. And the average person doesn't want to hear that. And they're not going to listen to that. Oh, it's conspiracy. It's not fucking conspiracy. It's called they burned a book so you can't read it. Or it's called they have a book that you don't have. It's not that hard. It's called propaganda. But because we live in America, we want to believe that we're this big perfect thing and we're not like any other country. And we are. And I mean, not to say bad or good, but rather just to say it how it is. And I don't really want to be here. I love America and I am proud to be an American. What I'm not proud of is how America is operating at present. And the corruption and the destruction and the constant drama. I mean, there is no respect for human life. It doesn't exist. And any fallacy you have about that might be in your own heart. We don't care about each other near as much as we think we do. Because the second we step out of line or do something that we don't like someone else does, we're willing to kill them or let them be killed because we don't like them. or what they have to say if they don't fit our agenda. And I was watching these George Floyd videos. Let me catch up on comments. Good morning, Javier. Or Evier. When do you think the looting is going? When do I think the looting is going to stop? I have no idea. I'm not the one with the information. I don't know. I'm a friendly troll, says Chauncey. All right. What do I think of the looting? What do I actually think of the looting? I think it's Antifa. I think it is white people using black people to topple power of other white people. The black community is undereducated because they're not provided a proper education. And then it turns around and they don't actually know better. And it's not, here's the thing. There does come a certain point in life where we make a choice. So there are, black people that step out of that area of lack of education, no different than I grew up with a lack of education. I went to a high school that didn't teach all that much. Okay. I was surrounded by Latinos. It was a lower class situation. So I can relate to that. Now, I didn't come from the slums. I didn't come from a rough area, right? I grew up on a farm in the middle of nowhere, still uneducated. I made a choice to step out and try and get educated. And look at how much it cost me. I tried to figure my stuff out, and it's not an excuse. There's other people who do figure it out or do it regular, right? But the amount of people who do figure it out and get okay is very slim. And it's not a matter of fairness because life isn't fair. That's just how it is. But at the same time, it is, how do I put this? It is my opinion that if we're going to keep our nation, the whites need to shut the fuck up. The blacks need to shut the fuck up. And everyone needs to get together for half a minute and stop freaking out and using someone's death as an excuse to go and steal, while the people who are really inciting it have their own agendas to topple power. Because that's what it's about. People aren't stupid. And you can see, once again, when people are on camera and they're yelling about it, it's all about attention. And as I sit here, I am well aware that I'm getting attention for saying what I'm saying, but I'm not doing it for fucking attention. That's the difference. I'm like a human troll, but I'm willing to put myself on camera and say it how it is. Most people like me will sit behind a troll account and say what they're saying. They won't say it out front. I'm right here. Fucking try me. I'm not a terrorist. I'm not against my country. I love my country. But I'm not going to sit here and bullshit with everybody. I'm so sick of it. I see it with 99% of people. Everybody just fucks around. Or they go and they'll make their money and leave everybody else behind. And you can see the guilt in their eyes for doing that. I'm not going to have that guilt. I'll sooner die than live with the guilt of knowing that I'm leaving the rest of humanity just out in cold. And so what is my life worth to me? My life is apparently not worth all that much to me because I'm willing to lose it. Or vice versa, is what's the point of having it if I'm not using it well? And it seems to me that it's impossible to use it well in reference with others because my life is not just about me. I'm smart enough to know that, but I'm also smart enough to know that I have my individuality. And so the rioting and the looting, it's disgusting. Color, race, this, and that. I don't know what it's like to be black. I can't speak on that. I know what it's like to feel criminal just for being alive, which I know black people can relate to. At least that's what I've been told. I know what it's like to just be alive and feel criminalized and treated like a criminal far before anything from the internet. Just being a foster kid alone was like this stamp that I'm a bad kid and that I'm definitely going to do something wrong and my life is going to turn out poorly and everyone needs to be afraid of me and I'm the weird one out and I'm a white male. So think of it like you have a black person. You guys wanted raw. Well, here's your raw. Is you have a black person who I don't know what that's like to be dealing with that and have people treat you like you're scum. I don't know what that's like in reference to your skin color, to be blanketed as a race, right? But I do know what it's like to be marginalized, deprioritized, no pun intended, and treated like I don't exist. And yes, that does make me want to freak out and riot and scream and steal and just try and get what I want. But it doesn't create a solution. And I wish to fuck that I had a solution. I do, because I care that much. And I'd give my life for it. I fucking die for it, really. Because I'm like, well, what else is the point here? Because Kate and I are talking about, walking to Idaho. I don't fucking care. That is my reality. What I care about is that I'm here with Kate and I have the opportunity to be alive. She loves me. I love her. We don't fucking care. If we have food in our mouth and a roof over our head, we're happy as clams. The rest of it doesn't even matter anymore. But I'm not going to lie to get it. And that's why I'm being cut off and framed. Because I won't lie with everybody else. It's called a cover-up for a reason. And the rioting. The police chief in New York, I was very impressed. Was it New York or Atlanta? I think it actually might have been Atlanta. She straight up said, she called out Antifa. She straight up called out Antifa. And it was very impressive. You could tell that she was nervous to even say it. But for me, it's just the violence doesn't work. Do I agree that extreme reform is needed? Are you good? I personally do feel that extreme reform is needed, but extremist behavior isn't going to create a result. It's not going to help anything. Why do I know that? Because I have a level head on my shoulders. Guys, if you believe that terroristic behavior is going to create a solution, it's not. And you have to realize that, and I was watching these videos, I see somebody say, hey, well, you did this to us, or you taught us how to kill and pillage, and now we're doing that. Well, I'm thinking to myself, okay, so now you know that what you're doing is what they did. So that means you're intelligent. You know what's going on. Now you are making a choice and then saying, well, no, you change first. Guys, that's the endless story of history, and that's how people get baited into this shit. They're being baited into doing this, and then they're tearing down towns. You're tearing down the whole city, and then guess whose money is going to be used to replace it? We're becoming a pit. America has already become a pit, and it's only getting worse. And people are just letting it happen and expecting things to get better, or they're fighting the power like it's some sort of positive thing. And we're fighting with ourselves. And as our country tanks, TikTok takes over, China steps in. We're already wearing the masks, guys. It's just everybody, it's conspiracy until it happens. Everybody will sit in their comfortable little home, if they have one, and say, well, everything's okay. We're good. We're good. See, they're bad. We're good. Okay, what happens when you're no longer in a free country? What happens when you can't have a second kid because you wouldn't help your neighbor who helped to tank the country? That could have been my story. I could have been that person helping to tank the country. I almost ended up there. And it was partially because of titled white Americans that are so fucking narcissistic and have a true belief in their heart that they're completely okay and that they're exonerated from their behavior and that they can just sit back and everything's going to be okay. And then when everything burns around them and someone else takes over, what are they going to do? They're going to adapt to that environment. They're going to change their entire belief system and then let everyone know how they're not the sellout. You're selling out. You're selling your morals for your comfort and your lifestyle. And so both sides are fucking wrong. And the fat cats on Wall Street, they're not even there anymore. All right? Elon Musk just sold 5 of his homes. He's selling 5 of his homes. People are fucking leaving. They're getting out. And nobody's paying attention. And so, I'm poor as shit. I'm just going to sit here. What can I do? Thank you guys, by the way. No joke. Thank you for fucking me up. Because if you didn't, I wouldn't be here. I'd probably be rich and stupid and thinking that I was good. Well, thank you for letting me know that I'm not good. Well, guess what? You're not good either. We're fucked. But maybe something could be done, but it's not going to be through violence. And it's not going to be through some peaceful protest because, yes, we have the right to assembly and blah, blah, blah. The rights, we have rights. All right, guys. You're sold on the idea that you are provided rights. You're a goddamn you're a human being. You're a human being. You don't need someone to give you the right to protest. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's, yes, should you do it based on the law? Yeah, I think that's a good choice. But by nature, we have our human freedom. It's called free will. We have free will. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Just, make an effort to be responsible with it. In my personal opinion, those laws get put in when a kid can't stop putting gum under the table. And everybody's sticking that gum under the table. Stop it. Just throw it in the fucking trash. And if the teacher says to get rid of it, just fucking get rid of it. Everybody is so entitled in this country. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm not going to have it much longer. I don't have much more than that, guys. Do I really have a platform? I don't even have all that much of a fucking platform. I don't have nothing to be entitled with. And people are still calling me the fucking entitled one. It is amazing. I will be starving and half dead on the road saying the same shit I've been saying since day one. And still nobody will listen. Because they don't want to hear it. And while you guys continue to get sold on the things you say you want to hear, your enemy is encroaching on you and you're losing you're getting suffocated by your own air. Well, I guess that's not my problem. I was willing to make it my problem. And it was never about fucking money or fame. Those were conveniences. And I'm grateful that they didn't happen because I wasn't strong enough to handle the entitlement. Now I don't know what to do because I don't want to be a planner. I don't want to build out these systems. Because it's just entrapping people and separating them. And then people are saying, well, we're coming together, alone together. Are you fucking kidding me? Alone together. Can we get any dumber? I'm so mad because I care about you guys. I do. But people are so willing to just accept whatever somebody says because it keeps them comfortable. We need to do something, but do something healthy. Start by actually coming together as best as we can. Yes, we are separated. That's a fact. It's not alone together. We're not fucking together. That's a joke and a lie. I think everybody knows that. But we can connect through the platform. It's something that we do have. And even that, people are wasting it and fighting and just trying to take over each other's lives. It's like no matter what you do, people just get worse and worse. And there's no actual reason for it. It doesn't have to happen that way. Jasmine goes, you're only fucked if you're a racist. No. I'm sorry, that's not true. Even the non-racists, are still screwed. It's not that everybody is definitely screwed. It is that as long as we continue to behave as we do, things aren't going to go well for us. They're not. Fact. Am I what? Have you found any farm? No, honestly, Forrest Gump, I mean, I don't fucking care. Like I said, no, what Kate and I want to do is we want to find safe passage to somewhere decently healthy where I could get a job, she can get a job, she'll go to college, and then, be able to quit her job once college starts. And whether I keep working or not, I don't know, because that's my life and my fucking business. And I don't know if I want to or not. I really don't fucking want to. I don't want to spend my time around people. I might be a shut-in, but I'm not dangerous to anybody. I'm not. And I can live however the fuck I feel like it. No different than people on disability when they shouldn't be, or I got plenty of them on Periscope, a lot of fakers. But I'm not claiming disability or anything. I'm just admitting if I'm fucking lazy. I'm admitting if I just don't want to be involved. And I finally see that it's not necessarily laziness. That there's a lot of people in this country that don't want to work or don't want to be involved in society because they see how fucked up society is right now. They don't want to be involved with people. And I don't blame them for that. I guess I'm one of them. I don't want to be around people. They're so fucking arrogant and full of themselves. And I'm not full of I'm empty of me. My life is mostly about you. And I kind of like it that way. But I think it's been a bit too much. I have to be a little more into me, you know? Jasmine goes, there's going to be riots in every city you walk through. Okay. And what? What do I have to worry about? God bless America. I do like my country. It's just things need to change and start to get better because you're claiming police brutality. And yeah, absolutely, it is police brutality. But you take a couple of people who genuinely believe in that, and then a whole lot of people who just see free shit in a store that they can go steal. And it's not cool. And people want to say because I'm white, I shouldn't talk about it. That's insane. That's racist in itself. Everybody has a voice. That's why we're America. A black person trying to shut up a white person, that is racism. A white person shutting up a black person, that is racism. We should all be talking right about now. Because saying something is doing something. It's a start. I've been saying that for years and told that it's not true. You know, you got to speak up. Things are rough right now. But emotional opinions are different than educated opinions. And so many times, guys, you have to see that the people who get that piece of paper, and this is a hard one, I know, but most often, it's not always, but most often, the people who get that piece of paper, the degree, on subjects like this, they're smart enough to shut their mouth so they can get what they want. How do you think they got through college? They're not vocal. It's not about them. They know how to get along in someone else's system. Well, I'm out here. I'm no anarchist. Not at all. I support the government. I'm in favor of having power over me because I know how to follow the rules. People that don't want to follow the rules most often are the ones that have problems with power. When there is corruption, obviously that muddies the waters and makes things more complicated. But nobody's actually talking about that. Not all that much. The CIA invented the phrase conspiracy theory. That's interesting. I didn't know that. We're all proud to be an American. It's a sad state of affairs out there. In here, everywhere. In America, period. It's not just the riots. There's rioting happening in people's homes. Families fighting. Domestic violence. How about that one? Plenty of it and plenty more. It's rising with the quarantine. People don't know how to cope. Lack of education. That is the number one. And yeah, I am sitting on kind of a fucking mountain here, guys, because I see a lot of lives. I get a lot of traffic. I meet people. I get to talk to a lot of different people. And I see from a lot of different perspectives. And what I do see is a lack of education. Even from me, I have a lack of education. Why do I have the viewpoint? Because I have the view. The only difference between me and you, if you're not liking what I'm saying, well, sucks for you. But here's how it is. And I say this to you, you can fucking leave, but that, you know what? Fuck anybody that leaves. It's not my problem. You're not my problem. I care about you a lot, but you're not my problem. So the people who have the balls should shut the fuck up and listen to me when I talk. And sexism, whatever. Whoever has it in them to just listen to me. Let me say it that way. Sorry. You and me are the same. I climbed the fucking mountain. Where the fuck have you been the past couple of years? I'm not judging you for being in the same place. It's just life. We live different lives. I made a choice to climb a mountain. Now I'm up there. I see more than you do. It is not me being smarter. in that way. I may be smarter in different ways than certain people, but that's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying the average person, if they could climb that mountain, if they take the tenacity to climb that mountain, you're going to see more. That's how life works. Why am I being framed? Why is this shit happening? Partially my own choices. For the most part, I see shit, I say it. They just want me to shut up, just shut my mouth. I'm not on board with the game. It's not worth it. I've seen firsthand wealthy people, and most of them are fucking scumbags. They are degenerates. They are down home, country bumpkin, right wing. Like, we're talking about the most cringy motherfuckers, and they just want to kill and get their money and go home. Like, we're talking like inbred people. They're not smart. They're not good people. They're clever, and they know how to fuck over other people to get what they want. Mostly they are sociopaths and very bad people, and they know how to cover something up, keep you stupid, and then I disappear. It's not just about my own survival, because if you haven't noticed, I don't fucking care about living all that much. I'd like to say that I do. But I don't have a death wish. But I see that so much of life is a facade. Most of it is entertainment. And I'm not entertained because it's so nasty and gross and negative. Could I see it as positive? I could. When you can explain to me why enforcing and enticing and coercing, rioting and destruction is a positive thing, then I guess we're an upside down town and I'm officially a sociopath, because I don't buy that. So there's no way to buy me in. And I think there's a lot of people who thought I would get bought in, or there's a lot of people when we started who thought I was already bought in. And if you guys would have just listened to me, I did say that to Kate this morning, is that's not who I am. I'm not dumb enough to buy into that shit, and I never was. And it was really, really fucking annoying that you guys thought I would. And I fought till this day until here we are right now. Am I tempted? Yeah. I think we all are. You guys see it on my face. It's fucking tempting. But at least I'm transparent with you. And that won't change. There is no paycheck. There is not a paycheck in this world, on this planet, no amount of money you can give me to get me to lie, because it has to do with me. No offense, but fuck you, right? It doesn't have to do with you. It has to do with me sleeping at night. And I'm born with a very heavy conscience. And then you'll look at me, and because I don't say things the way that you like, you'll put somebody else in power, or you'll give somebody else the clout, and you'll frame someone like me and then bury him, or poke him and prod at him and put him in a position until he snaps. And then, oh, see, guys, look, we were right. You weren't right about me. You stabbed me with spears until I finally screamed. And that has been my agony since 2017. And you guys have done that endlessly. I would like you to stop, please, and fucking listen to me when I speak, because I know what I'm talking about, and I give a shit. And there's still breath in my lungs, and there's still a chance here. Not just a fucking influencer. I can change the world, but I can't do it alone. I want to be a maverick for the way that things are. I want to help create social change. My struggle is that people like me mostly do it from the background. They don't do it up front. They don't do it on camera. In today's day and age, that's how it has to be done. There needs to be a voice. There needs to be a face. But there can be more than one. Nobody else wants to do what I do. They pussy out. They back out. They get mad. Well, no, let's cover up. Let's da-da-da-da. Guys, here's the thing. A lot of you, you're not good people. You fucking suck. And I know you don't like me either. Where's the argument? It's okay for us not to fucking like each other. At least in my opinion, it's okay. Why do we have to be friends? Why do we have to be butt buddies in order for you and I to get along? It's called human decency. We can be different and get along. Did you see today the launch? The launch? Are you talking about? Jasmine goes, do you support Trump? I support me. I don't support anybody but myself. And I don't think you should either. You support yourself. And you look at other people and you help them when they need support. I don't hold someone else up. They have to hold themselves up. But I'm willing to stand with them and help them when they need help. But I am nobody's enabler. Not anymore. Fact. This goes, you should lead a protest. No, this is my point. This is the small shit. This is what gets me mad, and you guys know this, and you're willing to just fucking sit back and laugh at it. What happens when they break into your fucking home? As you sit back and laugh. What happens when they break down your door? Oh, you're safe? You think you're safe. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. Well, it looks like you're willing to take the risk. I'm not. Educate. That's what people need, is an education. They need to understand that this protesting and the rioting is making things worse. And guys, I was seeing videos on TikTok, and I was also doing some of my own research. There may be police behind the starting of riots in certain cities. People hired. I was also seeing videos that there were pallets of bricks where there was no construction, pallets of bricks being put in the middle of the city. There's no construction. There's just a pallet of bricks sitting there. I'm not going to go too far with that, right? But let's at least give it a thought. Just a thought. Just entertain it for half a second. It's a lot easier to ignore things, but is it really all that easy when it's your door that gets knocked down next? I've had my door knocked down for the wrong reasons, for corrupt reasons, for lies. How would you like it if someone just walked up to your door and they said, well, because I belong inside that house and what's in there belongs to me because the government wronged me or blah, blah, blah? The answer isn't to fight back, but to educate. Give somebody a fucking hug and talk to them. Why do you think these people are so mad and seeking out negative attention? Negative attention seeking behavior comes from a lack of positive affirmation. They're not being affirmed. They're being treated like they don't exist. They know they exist, but some of them also know that they can get something out of it. And it goes both ways. An unspoken agreement. Handshaking, okay? How do I say this? One hand doesn't know what the other's doing. Is while the fat cats are making their big money and controlling the world or whatever the hell, they feel like doing at the time, the looters are down here. They know they're not stupid. They know the agenda. And then everybody makes off with something. This guy gets a GoPro stand. He gets 15 GoPros to sell on the internet, and in return, some fat cat gets $5 million for inciting a riot. And obviously the money goes more than to just one person. But how do you prove that? How do you trace that back? You don't. And the stuff that does get traced back, guys, people like that usually get killed. And then they have a happy, cute little movie made about them in Hollywood. And then the story is painted whatever so fits that narrative. I'm not in that game, and I'm not interested. I'm really not. I never thought the things coming out of my mouth would come out of my mouth. I didn't. Sitting here now, I cannot believe where my life is at and who I've become. I'm not ashamed nor proud of who I am. What is it like? I'm not absorbed by my own ego. It doesn't fucking matter. I'm just here. I've always been here. Does the hotel end today? Yeah, it does. Jasmine goes, white people can't be oppressed. Now you're just trying to incite war, seeking out negativity. People like you are the bane of existence. Disappear. Everyone deserves a life. But when your entire goal is to end one or to incite war for no purpose other than chaos itself because you hate yourself, I don't know what to tell you. That's called that. People have called me a lost soul. I am definitely not a lost soul. That's a fucking lost soul. I can't put my hands on that. There's nothing I can do. Every life has value, but sometimes there's nothing that can be done. You can lead a horse to water, right? You can't make them drink. People have been trying to get me to drink poison water. Jimmy, just shut your mouth. Jimmy, just shut your mouth. Stop talking about it. You value your life? Stop talking about it. I guess I don't. I don't know what to tell you. But my words aren't irresponsible. What's irresponsible is the way that things are being handled. Because it's an ebb and flow of control and power. This constant drama between two warped powers. China and America. Agreements being made. While most of us suffer and starve and are completely confused about life. It's slavery, social slavery. No, we're not walking just yet. All right. I get it. You want to exist. I'm going to be honest. You don't exist in my world. Like whoever you are, if I saw you in person, more than likely I'd walk right through you. I wouldn't even see you there. Because people that treat me like shit don't exist to me. They just don't. End of story. You're not good enough to be in my presence. That's not narcissism. Self-respect. Treat each other well. But never let someone step on you. Guys, it can be so hard to balance these things without getting emotionally triggered. But I could list off. I could list off over 100 people at this point that I've spoken with since the writing has started. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. They're all terrified. They're terrified. And so busy in denial. Everybody's in denial. I'm terrified. At least I'm admitting it. And then you got most of the famous people. They're just like, shh, 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 shh. It's okay, little baby. Let me pat you on the butt. It's okay. Pay my paycheck. It's okay. I'm safe in my mansion. You're fucked. We all know it. I wish there was something I could do, but I can't. Guys, the left and the right are making off and we're all fucked. Anybody that doesn't choose a side in the civil war that's going on, because it is a civil war, we're just called nuts and expected to drop off the map. Well, guess what? I'm off the map. I'm off the grid, so don't worry about it. You got your wish. Enjoy your war. I'm not interested. It's just so fucking annoying that things are the way that they are. I can't wish that they're different because, I could wish all day that they're different. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to change a thing. But Caitlin and I will take our walk, and maybe once I have a roof over my head, I'll shut my mouth. Caitlin and I were talking about that today. I would love nothing more. Welcome on, Mandin. I would love nothing more than that we have a roof over our head. I have a fucking PS4, and I just start doing Call of Duty. Because that'd be going viral overnight. And we just do that, and that's done. And there's my life's purpose. And everyone can shut up about me and leave me alone. Like, I thought I so badly wanted to coalesce into society. I thought I did. But now seeing that most people do not want help. Most people truly think they're good and okay. I know that I need help. Can't get it. Even when I ask for it. And when I ask for it, I'm called a scammer. That's insane. And yet, there are plenty of people who do not need help that are getting it. Everything's backwards. And I'm not stupid. I guess this is my self-destruct mode. You know, it's just to say it all out loud because I don't really care. There's not much I can do about it, and people don't want me to do something about it anyway. Kate, you're squeezing me. Please stop. Thank you. Because I want to save my peace. Got to help yourself. I know there's not all that much I want though. We'll get it. We'll get the little we want. Maybe get the hell out of here and just go start a farm, like I said. And I'm going to let the craziness and the fucking insanity, you guys can keep it. I'm not interested. As everybody's trying to poke and prod or pull at me and get me into their war. Just, you know what? Fuck off and go fight your shit because everybody's dying and you're killing each other, making excuses. You know what? You're not my friend. I don't know you. And I'm done. I'm completely done with the rat race and the drama and the bullshit. Because it's so fake. And it's nothing but fake. And everybody, yeah, there's a whole lot of real stuff within it. But I am disemboweling internally all of that drama because it's not working. And you know it's not working. There are so many people that know that what they're doing isn't working. The people on top and the people on bottom, to the left, to the right, blah, blah, blah. They know that what they're doing isn't working or creating a solution. They're well aware that it's only building out more problems. Total fucking recklessness. No accountability. But then people will happily look at me and say, oh, okay, well, if you know that, then you step in and you do something. I'm gonna take the one example, the one healthy example that I have learned from my fellow Americans. Take care of thyself. Caitlin and I are gonna go start a little farm somewhere. And just, that's it. We're not interested. You guys keep fighting, you do whatever you gotta do. But, you know, I don't judge you. I really don't. But I'm done calling you stupid. You tried really hard to convince me that either I was dumb or you were dumb. Oh, I'm confused. Help me understand. Bullshit. I call complete bullshit on that statement. Help me understand. You do understand. You're a smart cookie. All of you is. You're smart. It's a choice. We may not be educated, but it doesn't take much to see how things are going or what's going on. So that's that. I think people need to leave you alone and quit rescoping you because they have no life. I don't care. Let them do whatever the hell they want at this point. I play with it now. I play with it. I don't mind. Not at all. I'm tweeting back at people and I'm not miserable. I'm not angry. I obviously I have my feelings and those are real. Obviously I'm miserable. I'm angry, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, I'm finally just letting life happen. I'm letting it all flow. I'm not trying to control it anymore. So that's it. So what about you guys? Based on everything that I've just said, what are your standpoints and opinions and where are you at in your life? I've said my piece and thank you for absorbing any of my trauma. Where are you guys at? Kate, I have to run to the restroom, okay? Okay. I will be back to read your comments if you want to go ahead and fill me in where your life is and how you're feeling. I have to run to the restroom. They're all right. I don't care. Meg, thanks for hanging out and listening. Victoria, Anti-Soroka, Danny, Sabrina, Darcy, Emma, Colleen, Randy, Whitey, Isabel, Shay, Lucy, Kylie, Christy, and 33 others. Thanks for tuning in and listening to my ranting. I appreciate you. I had to get that off my chest. And that's where I am. It's like they have an obsession with you, but not a healthy one, just saying. Yeah. It's a lot. It's the mentality. Okay. I'm very relatable. What's up? How you feeling? Unfortunately, I'm relatable to some of the most outcasted people in society. It's not necessarily unfortunate. I kind of sought that out. I wanted to be an advocate for the lonely. And I guess I got what I asked for. Are y'all doing okay? Honestly, last post of yours I personally saw are homeless. Yeah, we are. And I mean, realistically, there's already someone ready to sabotage us in Idaho. And we were going to head on over there and play nice. And then when it happened, we'd be like, oh God, how did this happen? I'm done. I'm just so fucking done with people. Because I'm not stupid. It's just we have no options and no one will help us. No one will really help us. They'll just set up a position to try and fuck us over because they're insane. And you know what? Being on this side of it is amazing and very interesting. Because like I lived a regular life. And so being over here now, it's kind of like living in a Nazi state. I'm not kidding. It's like there's the fucking Gestapo. It's like we live a life where we're transparent and honest, and we will not purchase into the system. And when we live our life our way, but we refuse to conform, we are completely shut off from resources, other people, and other people look at us like criminals or try to, pin crimes on me, any sort of mentality. And it starts on a psychological level because people are psychologically manipulated en masse. And it is so many of the people who are actually preaching about that happening, that there's manipulation in mass, that are manipulated in mass because, they would have to be those main targets, you might say, because they're going to be the people who could actually make a difference. And I've personally experienced people trying to sell me into their agendas, whether it be racism, whether it be pedophilia, whether it be just a whole, like I said, I had 3 people in particular who stepped in, and they each kind of, it was like different ghosts of Christmas, but just people of the future. If I had chosen to be a part of their life and delve into what they delved into, and I chose not to. One of them was a racist and a bigot and a sexist. Another one was, a criminal, pretty hard criminal, and a cyber criminal. And then the last guy is a pedophile, and he's the one that you guys are hearing about now. And I signed off of it all. And not that I was ever involved in what they did, but they kind of hid what they did until we got close. And they were like, oh yeah, I'm into this, kind of like, hey. And I'm like, no, that's insane. Not interested. And then they would guilt trip me, like an emotional guilt trip, like I was being a bad friend or a bad person. And I mean, that's basic criminal behavior. That's basic criminal coercion. Like and I learned about that in school. I know all about that. And yet I think because we had gotten close, I didn't even notice it. I was being pulled in so many directions that I didn't see it. I've been homeless before, slept in apartments, stairwells, and park benches. I had to conform. Sell you to their agenda. How? I think I can relate. Yeah. And it's so trippy to be able to, okay, will you be here with me?
Yeah.
Thank you. It's very trippy to be able to relate. Depression is real. Okay. Sending good wishes your way. Thank you. It's very trippy to be on this side of it because I'm not an alcoholic. This is not a shot at anybody. who has their, everybody has their drug. Like, I've never done drugs in my life. I smoked marijuana once. No joke. I don't drink. And I have an empty Miller Lite can here, which was frozen in the freezer that someone left in the hotel room. And I filled it with water. Like, I don't drink on the regular. I don't do drugs. I'm not addicted to sex. I'm pretty normal with that. I had a period in my life when I was younger that I was, pretty active. Maybe not with sex particularly, but I was just I liked porn. Now I'm over that part of my life, but I'm not judging anybody who's not, or, wherever you're at with that. But we are a hypersexualized society, and whether it's sexual agenda or drugs, sugar, like, there's so many different things that get our brains addicted. And oftentimes by the time it happens, we don't really notice it happening. I've gotten off of most of those drugs, and being on the lowest part of the class, I do not have access to healthy food. I have access to food that over in the UK or in Scotland is illegal. It's food that you wouldn't be able to buy it because it's illegal, because of some of the substances that are in it or their makeups. We don't actually have access to surviving, to the ability to survive. And the more transparent I've become over these past few years, and the more open I've become, and the less I was willing to be sold into anyone's agenda, the more I'm being framed, the more poor I become, as if honesty is the worst policy in our country. Because I've been very honest. Oh, I've been a dick. I've been mean, but I've been very honest. Even if I had been nice and been honest, which I was in the beginning, I was for the first year, nothing. People don't want to hear it. And then just to run away from the idea that I could possibly be right and not just be some crazy conspiracy theorist, people don't even Google this shit. Like, I could straight up hand you the information that I'm saying right now. You could Google it, and the puzzle fits. Nobody will do it. They're comfortable. They don't care. How do you think Adolf Hitler won over the people in Germany? It's propaganda, guys. And it's psychological manipulation, and then you don't see it happen. And you have no idea that you're wrapped in that. Not a clue. What I'm saying is, appreciate our country. I like our country. Also think for yourself. It's both. We need to come together as a community and at the same time maintain our individuality, because a loss of individuality is the main reason these riots are happening. Number one, it is a loss of our own individuality. We don't know ourselves anymore. But honesty doesn't get you far without having money. Cannot eat healthy. They keep the poor poor. And I hate to say it that way. And thank you for sharing. Now notice, people like us, the people who are quote unquote on the bottom, are kind of just left out. Is we talk and talk and talk, and then no one believes us, and we look crazy, we sound crazy to the average public. When if you take someone sitting in their middle class home right now, or even their lower middle class home right now, their cushy little spot, you pop them out of there and put them where we're at. Let's see how they handle themselves then. Let's see how they see the world from our shoes. That's all I'm saying. You see it a little bit differently. But to say that they keep the poor poor, it's not a matter of, it is once again baiting, creating a situation where you must comply in order to succeed, and then make the most of the public look at the money and say, well, look, they're not getting money, or they're not going after money, or they won't get a job. And it's just about that. Don't look at the other stuff. There's a whole lot of other stuff. It is social complacency. It's coming into a coalescence within society that you have to live dishonestly, because pretty much everybody in America lives dishonestly. on some level. And I don't just mean transparently, I mean honestly. Because we use that, and Kate, I learned a lot of this from being with Kate, is that concealing is how people are hiding what they do. By concealing, by hiding it. Then you don't see it. I'm not saying that everyone should be transparent. I'm saying that people are not being responsible with their concealment, with their ability to conceal. And so do they deserve to have the right to conceal their information? That's a war that's happening right now. And that war never would have happened if people had, in America, had remained honest. If we had remained responsible with the power that we have in this country, there would not be a war over information right now. It would be shared appropriately and handled appropriately. And what you're seeing on the streets has a lot more to do with the purchase of information than anything else. But there's no way in hell the average person is going to see that or even be able to look at it. And not because they're stupid, but because they're emotionally charged, they've been wronged, and they're hurt and angry, and they want their revenge. They want some retribution. And they're distracted from the bigger agendas, the, how do I say it? The money, the actual money. Well, they're worried about their, how do I say it? I don't even know how to say it without being rude. My point is that there are things in this world much more valuable than money. And it seems like most people in our country right now are willing to give up their own human life in return for money, or the lives of others in return for money, which money is paper that belongs to the government. Throw away their own life, someone else's life, throw away your integrity. People will toss their integrity out the window for a paycheck. If you haven't noticed, I'm not making a dime having this conversation. I don't fucking care. Not about the, no, I don't care about the money near as much as I care about you. I don't care about the money near as much as I care about me. I care about living a good life, even if my life is short. It's going to be well and full of integrity. Goes because I conformed. It's here's another thing though. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you conform to the what's the word? To the concealment, to concealing. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you conform to concealing. It's just, what are you concealing? There's a lot of lies being concealed as opposed to the truth. The truth is being blasted out there while lies are being hidden. It's supposed to be the other way around. Trust me, I know. It's the actual facts about nature and life that people can't handle that are supposed to be hidden. And the lies are supposed to be very easy to see. But we're living in a world where it's quite the opposite. It's very hard to tell what's true and what's not. She goes, I agree with everything you're saying. Oh, wow. Not used to that. They treat poverty like a crime here in America. Well, I do have to say, in all fairness, is that and this, I get shit for everything, and that's fine. That's my life. I get off on it sometimes. I don't fucking care anymore. Is most poor people are bad people. Most people who are poor for a reason. There's a select few who are not. I've been irresponsible, not criminal. You can get to this point in your life by being this irresponsible. You know, I've been disastrously irresponsible with my own human life. And that's a big piece of how I got here. The other piece is the agenda and the blah, blah, blah. I'm not using, right? I don't have psychosis. I don't have these conspiracy theories to explain away my behavior. I've made my choices. I made some poor choices. I'm letting you know that on my way down here, I saw a hell of a lot. And it's very interesting what I've discovered. I have a feeling that it'll be damn near impossible if I ever do make it back up to a normal position, because God forbid I did, it would build my credibility. But who knows? Maybe society really is finally shifting and the powers that be are shifting, and maybe I'll get to have a voice, because I do have an honest voice. And it's amazing how the system itself is willing to let 2 or 3 or 4 hyper criminals shut my mouth when I'm someone who, is finding this stuff and still willing to have the conversation in public. I'm willing to put my face out there. I'm not fucking scared. Well, I mean, I'm terrified, but I'm willing to. Let me say that way. Because I have no problem standing face to face with someone and having the conversation. Isn't being honest being transparent? No. So to be honest is to have the will towards a cohesive objective that creates a prosperous result that isn't detrimental to those involved or have as much of a ripple effect negatively on those who are not involved. That's honesty. Whereas transparency is where you could be dishonest and transparent. You could blast a lie out, right? Like one of the people who stalks me is he'll just make up a random story about me. That's transparent dishonesty. Whereas transparent honesty would be the conversation we're having here, where I have positive will for you guys, and I'm hoping, and it is kind of a hope that what I'm saying is helpful. I don't want to find out that it's hurtful. I do realize what a risk I'm taking by saying it. But I'm hoping that it is helpful. But I can't really know. So technically, I could accidentally be dishonestly transparent and not mean to be hurting someone. But I also do see that the main way that society is run is actually very unhealthy and very detrimental. And so it's my belief that what I'm sharing is more valuable than the way things are being run. Maybe a little bit of narcissism, possibly. Or possibly I could be right. And funny enough, a very positive thing is that that's for society to decide. I don't decide that. I just put my truth out there and we'll see where it goes. She says, can I call in? I was at the Minnesota riot and having some insight. No, thank you though. You can message me about it though if you'd like. I like your hair. Thanks. I'm going to have to go pretty soon because we have to go in about an hour, but I have to pack up. Literally cried this morning because of the riots and the George Floyd thing. So sad. It's continual. I'm going to say it this way, is that millions of people across the world die every single day. But the media has so much power that they can get you to focus on one single life with the tip of a hat, the laying of a straw. And all of a sudden, you forget that there's millions of children starving and being slaughtered with machetes in Africa. And just one person in America, in our privileged country, dies. And we're destroying our own country. They're getting us to think small. Think big. Stay big. Because it's not necessarily anyone's agenda to make you small, but it is not their responsibility if you choose to be small. And that's where you're left to the wayside. And me too. And so thank you to the people who taught me how to be in this way, is to keep myself big and keep thinking big. No matter how emotional I want to get, I need to keep my emotions in check, but also use them well. Yeah, people get angry when facts come out. They don't like facts. We live in a capitalistic society. Do we really, though? This is the last day. We have to be out in about an hour. I conform to survive, if that makes sense, but try to be true to myself. Yeah, same here. Is we're going to have to do that. Caitlin and I are going to have to go live a regular life and conform even just a little bit. I mean, more than likely, once we do just have a little bit of regularity, I'll probably shut my mouth about most of this, and you'll probably never hear it again, because it's just like I'll just start doing something. But the only thing I really can do right now is say something. We have $13 to our name. The roof is off of our head as of 1 hour from now, and we're going to be fighting off the gators. And there's nothing else. Like, I'm using my voice. You're welcome. You guys made sure I didn't have anything else to fight with, that I didn't have anything else to help with. So you have the same thing you had in the beginning, my voice, and you're blaming it on me. When really, guys, you stepped over boundaries. You stepped into my life. You make videos about me. It's inappropriate. It's wrong. It's a crime. And it's the main reason I'm not still ahead. I could get ahead if I decided to be corrupt like you. I made a decision to maintain my integrity. And so I must live like the God that you say you worship as you commit criminal behavior. Commit to criminal behavior. I'm going to go be feet peace. Yes, I got what I wanted. Civilization should never have invented currency. The barter system is better. It really is, though. Here's the thing. I don't think that creating currency is a bad thing. I think this is what I mean, is these systems aren't bad systems. It's people using them poorly. We're using them poorly. It's like whatever our currency is a reflection of how we're doing. Now, in reference to the people around us, which then makes me wonder, okay, so is America corrupt, or is America being strong-armed? Considering that we broke off from the British, is it possible that we're being strong-armed? Or strong-armed by another country? And that we're kind of forced into a corner and blackmailing ourselves to a degree. Build people into the government that will then commit to corrupt behavior and then make the government look corrupt. Same with the church. Build in a couple of bad people into the priesthood. How do you know? You don't know. That goes into conspiracy. I don't know either. All I do know is that shit is fucked up. And there's nothing I can do about it, and I'm done trying. I'm just going to be myself, share my life with you if that's how it's going to be. And Kate and I are here. And I'll go on my rants every now and again. But my goal is to really not in the future, but just to be transparent without having to just throw up all my words all the time. At least you're honest with yourself as to why you're at where you're at. As honest as I can be. Dishonest people and criminals are the ones who prosper. What are you on about? Some criminals prosper, some don't. Some honest people prosper, some don't. But the more honest you are, the more smart you have to be to get forward. Dishonesty is a form of laziness. Caught the joke. We shouldn't destroy our own country. That's kind of my point. He was murdered. Yes, that's a problem. My father was murdered. What can I do about it? I was put in foster care. What can I do about it? I'm not gonna go steal from Walmart and say that I did it for my dad. Like, I mean, how fucking insane can it get? It's fucking insane. And people know it too. You know it is completely psychotic behavior. It is anarchistic. It is terroristic. It's a civil war. My personal thought is that civil war is being incited possibly by our own country. But I can't speak too much on that. That's conspiracy, right? I don't know. But martial law is a pretty damn convenient thing. Good morning. How are you? Let's talk facts. Yeah, facts. Sticking to facts seems to be the best option. Seems to be the best option. Shay says, keeping a cool head and keeping your emotions in check is the mature way of handling adversity. I'm working on that. Where are you and Kate going? We might be going to Idaho. I mean, probably not. Probably not. I've been so willing to bullshit with fake people nonstop. And like, I don't have to do it. I don't have to. I don't like confrontation. You'd be surprised. I'm the one that doesn't like confrontation. I want people to get along. I want to get along with people. It doesn't seem to work because I won't accept. I won't subscribe to what they're selling me. I don't do dishonesty. I was always that dude. In school, kids didn't like me for that. At work, I was the goody two-shoes, or I was the one who always made sure to that I didn't short the drawer. I didn't give away food, blah, blah, blah. I did my job. That's it. People didn't like me for that. I would get a promotion. Didn't like me for that. Got the promotion because I was honest and I worked hard, harder than I had to. And people have made an effort to paint me as lazy. You don't see me working my ass off 18 hours a day for $100 a month. Why am I doing it? Because it is that valuable to me. It is such a big piece of my existence. It matters so much to me. And at the same time, I could throw it away in an instant if I knew there was food on the table. So who knows what might happen when we do settle down. Because this bullshit has gone on way too long. But we'll see. All right, so I'm not catching up on comments. I'm going to have to go. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock, so we have an hour until we have to go. So feel free to follow. I appreciate that. Share this broadcast over on Twitter. That would also mean a lot. And I will see you guys in the comments, in the DMs, wherever. I don't fish for money. We're not looking for someone to stay with. We're going to figure it out. But we're also going to start by going wherever the hell we want to go so that Caitlin can go to whatever college she wants to go to. We just have to find a way there. And it's going to start with walking. So God bless you and talk soon.